Losing a loved one is among the most profound and challenging experiences a person can face. The pain of this loss reverberates through every aspect of life, leaving a lasting impact on our emotions, thoughts, and even physical well-being. Whether the loss is sudden or anticipated, the resulting grief can be overwhelming, reshaping our daily existence and challenging our ability to move forward. The journey through grief is not a linear process. It is an unpredictable and deeply personal experience that can manifest in a variety of ways, from intense sadness and shock to physical health issues and existential questioning. As we grapple with the aftermath of losing someone close, we often find ourselves searching for meaning, comfort, and a path to healing. In this struggle, we can turn to the wisdom of Stoic philosophy, an ancient school of thought that offers practical tools for managing emotional turmoil. The Stoics, such as Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, confronted the inevitability of loss and developed strategies to navigate life's greatest hardships with resilience and inner peace. By embracing principles like acceptance of fate, the dichotomy of control, and the pursuit of virtue, we can find guidance in coping with grief, transforming our suffering into a source of strength and personal growth. This exploration delves into the consequences of losing a loved one, illustrating each with real-life examples and offering Stoic solutions that can provide comfort and clarity. From the deep sadness and numbness that often accompany immediate loss, to the anxiety, guilt, and behavioral changes that may follow, this analysis aims to provide a compassionate understanding of grief's multifaceted impact and practical Stoic approaches for navigating this difficult terrain. 1. Intense grief and sadness. Grief manifests as a deep, aching sadness that can be all-consuming. It's a natural response to losing someone close, but it can be debilitating. The grieving person may find it hard to engage in daily activities or even get out of bed. Imagine a young mother who loses her partner unexpectedly. She finds herself overwhelmed by intense waves of grief. The sadness is not just emotional but physical. She feels a heaviness in her chest and an exhaustion that makes it hard to get out of bed. She used to find joy in simple activities like playing with her child or gardening, but now these activities feel empty without her partner's presence. Each task reminds her of the shared memories and the life they had planned together. In Stoicism, the concept of amor fati, love of fate, is crucial. This means accepting all events, good or bad, as part of a larger natural order. The mother could find comfort in reflecting on Marcus Aurelius' thoughts. Loss is nothing else but change, and change is nature's delight. The Stoics believe that everything we experience is temporary, and the love we shared with someone is a gift, not a permanent possession. By shifting her focus to gratitude for the time she had with her partner rather than the pain of his absence, she can start to heal. Practicing daily gratitude for small things, like the memories she created, can help her find moments of peace amidst the sorrow. 2. Shock and numbness. The initial shock can create a sense of numbness, where the reality of the loss hasn't fully set in. This phase can leave someone feeling disconnected from their emotions and the world around them. A man loses his childhood best friend in a sudden car accident. For days, he walks around in a daze, feeling like he's in a bad dream. He goes through his routine almost robotically, unable to process the reality of his friend's death. He feels disconnected from his own emotions and struggles to react or cry because it doesn't yet seem real. The Stoic practice of premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils, suggests that by contemplating the possible loss of loved ones before it happens, we can reduce the shock when it does occur. The goal isn't to live in fear, but to prepare the mind for the inevitable. Epictetus taught that we should remind ourselves that everything we hold dear is on loan from the universe. This mindset can help the grieving man gradually accept the reality of his friend's death and begin to process his emotions. He can also find solace in the Stoic idea that the true essence of his friend lives on in his memories and in the impact he made during his life. 3. Depression. When grief extends for a long period, it can lead to depression. This is characterized by a persistent low mood, loss of interest in previously enjoyed activities, and a feeling of worthlessness or hopelessness. A father loses his daughter to a terminal illness. After her death, he falls into a deep depression. He isolates himself, neglects his personal care, and loses interest in hobbies he once loved, like painting and playing guitar. He feels a persistent, heavy sadness, coupled with a sense of hopelessness, and struggles to find any joy in life. Seneca offers advice on dealing with profound sadness. We should focus on what remains within our control. In this case, the father cannot change the past or bring his daughter back, but he can choose how to honor her memory moving forward. He might find a way to channel his grief into action, such as starting a charitable foundation in her name, or engaging in creative outlets like painting to express his emotions. The Stoics also recommend focusing on virtue, or living a life of purpose and integrity. By aligning his actions with his values, he may find a renewed sense of meaning despite his loss. 4. Anxiety and fear. The death of a loved one can trigger fears about the future, personal safety, or the well-being of remaining family members. It may lead to generalized anxiety, making the person worry excessively about things they can't control. After losing her husband to a sudden heart attack, a woman becomes consumed by anxiety. She worries constantly about the health of her children, fearing that she might lose them too. Every minor symptom they show sends her into a panic, and she becomes overly protective, trying to control every aspect of their lives to keep them safe. The Stoic concept of the dichotomy of control is particularly helpful here. Epictetus taught that we should differentiate between what we can and cannot control. The woman cannot control the health outcomes of her loved ones, but she can control her responses and actions. She can focus on ensuring a healthy lifestyle for her children without letting fear dominate her daily life. By practicing mindfulness and reminding herself that her fear does not alter the future, she can begin to reduce her anxiety. Accepting that loss is a part of life and that her energy is better spent on nurturing her children in the present moment can provide a sense of peace. 5. Isolation and loneliness. Grieving individuals may feel isolated, believing that no one can truly understand their pain. They might withdraw from social interactions, exacerbating feelings of loneliness. An elderly man loses his wife of 50 years. He feels completely alone in their shared home. He stops attending the weekly card games with his friends, as being around others only reminds him of his wife's absence. He avoids family gatherings, feeling like he has lost a part of himself and unable to find the motivation to engage socially. Stoicism encourages us to find strength in community. Marcus Aurelius wrote about the interconnectedness of all people, likening society to a body where each person is a part of the whole. The man could benefit from reaching out to his social circle, even if it feels painful at first. Volunteering or engaging in activities where he can help others may also reduce his sense of isolation by providing a new purpose. The Stoics believe that by serving others and focusing on shared human experiences, we can find healing in connection rather than withdrawal. 6. Physical health issues. Grieving can take a physical toll, leading to issues such as insomnia, loss of appetite, headaches, or weakened immunity. The body and mind are interconnected, and emotional distress can manifest in physical ailments. A woman grieving her father's death starts experiencing severe insomnia. She spends nights lying awake, replaying memories and feeling overwhelmed by the loss. Her lack of sleep leads to chronic fatigue, headaches, and even a weakened immune system, making her more prone to colds and infections. The Stoic principle of temperance or self-discipline can be applied here. Maintaining physical health is seen as a virtue because it allows us to live effectively and fulfill our duties. The woman could adopt a Stoic-inspired evening routine focused on relaxation, practicing mindful breathing, journaling her thoughts before bed, or engaging in a quiet activity that calms the mind. Regular physical exercise, meditation, and healthy eating can also help counter the physical toll of grief. 7. Guilt and regret. It's common for people to experience feelings of guilt after losing a loved one, often replaying scenarios in their minds, wishing they had done or said things differently. A son regrets not visiting his mother more often before she passed away. He feels immense guilt for prioritizing his job over spending time with her. He replays moments where he chose work over a phone call or visit, feeling overwhelmed with the weight of missed opportunities. The Stoics teach us to let go of the past, as we cannot change it. Seneca advises that we focus on what we can do now to live virtuously. The son could use this experience to deepen his relationships with others still in his life, making a conscious effort to be present and attentive. Reflecting on the value of time and the importance of living in accordance with one's priorities can help him move past his regrets. 8. Difficulty concentrating. Grief can disrupt cognitive functions, making it hard to concentrate or remember things. This is often due to the brain's focus on processing the emotional pain of the loss. A college student loses her brother and finds herself unable to focus on her studies. Her mind drifts constantly to memories of him, making it hard to concentrate during lectures or exams. Her grades start to slip, and she feels overwhelmed by the added stress. Marcus Aurelius often advised breaking tasks into small, manageable pieces. The student could practice this by setting small, achievable goals for her study sessions. Journaling can also help her process her emotions, clearing mental space for her academic work. By taking things one step at a time and focusing on the present task, she can gradually regain her ability to concentrate. 9. Changes in behavior. People may adopt new behaviors as a way to cope with their loss. Some may withdraw from social activities, while others might turn to unhealthy coping mechanisms like substance use. After the death of his father, a young man starts smoking and drinking more frequently, using these substances as a way to numb his pain. He avoids dealing with his grief directly, turning instead to these temporary coping mechanisms. Stoicism promotes self-control and the cultivation of healthy habits. The young man could replace these behaviors with positive activities that help him process his emotions, such as exercising, meditating, or engaging in creative outlets. Practicing daily reflections on his actions, as the Stoics did, can help him recognize when he is acting out of avoidance rather than in alignment with his values. 10. Questioning beliefs and life purpose. The death of a loved one often prompts deep introspection, leading individuals to question their beliefs about life, death, and the meaning of existence. This existential crisis can be disorienting, but also a catalyst for personal growth. A person loses their partner and begins to question the meaning of life. They wonder why good people die and struggle to reconcile their loss with their previous beliefs about fairness and purpose in the universe. Stoicism teaches acceptance of the natural order and finding meaning in living a virtuous life. The person can focus on living in accordance with their values, taking actions that honor the memory of their loved one. Epictetus advised us to find our purpose in our responses to life's challenges. By using the loss as a catalyst for personal growth, such as engaging in causes their partner cared about, they can find new meaning and direction. Grief is a universal experience, yet it is deeply personal and unique for each individual. The consequences of losing a loved one can be far-reaching, affecting every aspect of our lives, from our mental health and daily behavior to our physical well-being and sense of purpose. The pain of loss may never fully disappear, but through understanding and reflection, we can learn to carry it with a sense of peace rather than burden. Stoic philosophy offers a framework for making sense of this pain. It teaches us that while we cannot control the events that befall us, we can choose how we respond to them. By accepting the impermanence of life, practicing gratitude for the time we had with our loved ones, and focusing on living in accordance with our values, we can begin to heal and find meaning beyond the loss. Stoicism does not seek to suppress our emotions, but rather to guide us in navigating them wisely, turning our grief into an opportunity for personal growth. In embracing these principles, we learn to face the inevitability of loss with courage and compassion. Instead of viewing grief as an insurmountable obstacle, we can see it as a journey that shapes our character and deepens our understanding of what it means to be human. By applying Stoic wisdom, we honor not only the lives of those we have lost, but also our own journey toward becoming stronger, wiser, and more resilient individuals. In this way, we can transform our sorrow into a source of inner strength, finding a sense of peace and purpose as we continue to live in a world forever changed by the loss we have experienced.